Look, I think the one thing is get lots of customer feedback and get it early. I think the product's ultimately successful when the customer's using it and finding it valuable and willing to pay for it and recommending it to others. So that customer feedback early in the process, during the development, and then after you've actually launched is just absolutely critical. Yeah, I think it can. If people are too perfectionist, you don't learn from rapid iteration. So this whole concept of rapid prototyping, get out, put something on paper, try it, see what happens, and make it better. I think it's quite a different way of working to how many of us were brought up in school, where you kind of work in secret and then you kind of hand an assignment in and you expect to kind of get an A+ at the end. Now you've actually got to put out a piece of, hey, I just thought about this for 10 minutes, what do you think? No, it's not good enough, try again. Okay, well here's the 1-day version, here's the 1-week version, and here's the 2-week version. And over time, that's a much more productive way of working, and you get much better input and feedback. And so it's a different way of working, the agile way of working, which I think is actually going to be a change for them, but I'm sure they'll get through it. I think you just have to take that first leap and put yourself out there and trust that this process is going to work. And then they will get some positive feedback as well, and that kind of generates that passion. And it's interesting, at MYOB, we often find our customers are the most passionate about our products. I mean, we're passionate as well, but tapping into the passion of customers is fantastic. And so I think once they get out there and see a real business need and people excited about their products, and actually the success will breed success as well. So it's take the first tentative steps, force themselves out of their comfort zone, and then I think they'll find that it gets easier and easier as time goes on. Look, I think relationships, that relationship between a founder and a product manager can be quite challenging. I think you really just need to have good communications, and there are going to be some rocky patches, and if you can talk about them and actually resolve them, and you keep focusing back on the shared kind of vision, then I think it's going to work out well. So I think it really just comes down to communication, assuming you've got the right cultural fit and the right buy-in to that vision. Yeah, well, I think a bit of conflict is good, right? I mean, actually you want to have constructive debates and debate the idea, not the person, right? And the product manager's got a pretty challenging role, because they actually have to balance kind of the technology and what's feasible to build, as well as the design, as well as the commercial aspects of it all. And there's some aspects there that the founder might not have considered. So actually I think it's pretty important that the product manager comes in perspective as well. And I guess the product manager also should be quite heavily motivated to get a minimum viable product out there, which it may not be that inspiring to the founder. The founders have these big dreams and vision about what they want to do and change the world, and they've got this kind of teeny-weeny little minimum viable product out there. And trying to make those two things work and mesh those ideas is not always easy, but I think it's quite important that they do that. But I think in general, it's basically you've got to kind of like dream big, but also break it back down into small steps, right? And I don't know, how do you eat an elephant? It's one bite at a time. And I think you've got to kind of remember that. It's break it down into small, tangible steps. You get the real sense of progress, you get feedback, you can rapidly iterate. Just working on one thing and doing it well, there's a huge value in kind of simplify, which is one of our values, and just focus. So that's what we try to do here, is just simplify, control the amount of stuff we're doing, get a product out, and then iterate it. Yeah, look, it's a really interesting phase. You can see that they're trying to translate these kind of big vision ideas that they've had to get out and sell and talk about, and now they're trying to build a tangible product. And it's really difficult to boil down kind of this big picture idea into something kind of that you're just going to be able to launch and build and practical. And so you can see that's challenging, because it's forcing like lots of trade-offs and decisions and things to get written down on paper and things to get tested, and they're going to get feedback from customers that they might not always like. It's a daunting process, but I just really encourage them to be bold. They're strong women, they're going to learn, and I think they're going to prevail. So they've got good support, and you've picked a great bunch of people, so good luck to them.